As governments scrambled to respond, the people responded first. From social media to fuel lines, a wave of discontent surged across the American heartland. Protests erupted in Pennsylvania, where refineries laid off thousands. In Texas, truckers parked their rigs for days refusing to deliver till prices dropped. And in Oregon, farmers marched on their state capital, demanding emergency diesel subsidies.
The Canadian representatives, 250% for dairy products, tariff. But very importantly, tomorrow tariffs, 25% on Canada.
My government understands that Canadians hurt by the unjustified tariffs will need our support. Fighting back against U.S. tariffs and protecting our workers are most immediate priorities.
This wasn't just discontent, it was a political awakening. One centered not on party lines but pipelines. Populist candidates emerged in state and local elections under the banner of energy independence at any cost. Their platform? Domestic drilling, refinery expansion, and oil sovereignty zones immune to federal policy.
Energy products which will be tariffed at 10%. These tariffs are unjustified and a clear breach of the North American Free Trade Agreement.
Even within Trump's own party, divisions cracked wide open. Some traditional conservatives sided with Canadian policy, citing market fairness. Others demanded full retaliation up to and including the nationalization of strategic energy assets. And in a rare twist, climate advocates joined the chorus demanding not just less reliance on Canada, but a full pivot to renewables, seeing the crisis as proof of fossil fuel fragility. What emerged was an ideological energy war within the U.S. Coastal states rushed toward green infrastructure, forming the Interstate Energy Compact. Southern states doubled down on LNG and offshore oil fields. Midwest coal plants restarted under emergency waivers. For the first time since World War II, America wasn't just dealing with foreign pressure, but internal grid systems that threatened to fracture the national energy landscape. Outside the US, smaller countries watched closely and made moves. Singapore, Chile, and the UAE announced a non-alignment pact. The oil neutrals, their goal? Create buffer zones of energy security with multi-source micro-supply chains. New pipelines were drafted from Colombia to Panama. Norway committed to an Arctic LNG reserve. And Morocco fast-tracked its Sahara Solar export plan to buffer the EU from future North American instability. The world wasn't just reacting, it was repositioning. Energy now carried the same strategic weight as nuclear weapons. Who you buy from, who you build with, and who you bet on all determined your global rank. As the clock passed 12 months since the initial tariff, the world looked different. U.S. refineries ran at 78% capacity. Canadian GDP rose 3.6%, driven by Asia-bound exports. New U.S. emergency laws authorized cross-border fuel seizure under national defense clauses. And a global watchdog group, PSEC, the Energy Supply and Ethics Council, was formed to mediate future trade flare-ups. Elon Musk, speaking at the Global Energy AI Forum, said, "We won't survive the 21st century unless we decouple truth from oil. Data is the new energy, but you need energy to power the data." At the close of 2025, one line echoed through global forums. Energy is no longer a market, it's a weapon. And no one's playing fair anymore. In every corner of the globe, leaders now study the Canada-US standoff, not as a conflict between allies, but as a lesson in unbalanced interdependence. In Beijing, it's cited in lectures on asymmetric leverage. In Brussels, it's called the case study in soft commodity warfare, and in Ottawa, it's a turning point. The year they realized they were no longer the junior partner, but a geopolitical force. The 2025 oil crisis wasn't a failure of diplomacy. It was the revelation of truth, that global energy peace depends on preparation, humility, and shared resilience. And in a world where pipelines can spark more panic than missiles, the next war may not start with an invasion but an invoice. The future isn't powered, it's negotiated.